McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service, find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Tom the Plumber, service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, on Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. Family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
On the campus of Millennium Field at Streamwood High School, I'm Jared Schlinsky alongside Austin Anderson as we are minutes away from kicking off the 2023 football season. It's the Judson Eagles playing host to the Marian Knights in a matchup of two teams that are looking to get off to a hot start. And for these two teams, both under new regimes. We start with the established Marian Knights. They go back to their former head coach, Ted Karras Jr., won a national championship here in 2012. And while he inherits a program that is ranked 6th in the nation and is looking to get off to a hot start and set the tone here to begin 2023.
Yeah, Marian's known for being a notoriously solid athletic school, Jared. And with that in mind, they're going to try their best to really keep setting their sights, trying to go back to that 2012 regime, right? I mean, Ted Karras being national championship coach, having some NFL lore within his family, right? There's a lot of success riding here in the Marian football program, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see how they do on offense and defense today as they get their season underway.
Yeah, they made the 5-hour trip north up here to Streamwood to take on Quentin Demps, named the head coach in the offseason, similar to Ted Karras Jr., played in the NFL. But Quentin Demps knows he has his hands full, but give him credit. He's been busy recruiting, and things are looking like they're going in the right direction here at Judson with a new head coach.
Absolutely, Jared. You're looking at an 130-player football program, which by far is the program high of pretty much a brand new scheme. There's a few players that are still remaining in terms of staying in that offensive and defensive starter unit, but really Quentin Demps did a good job bringing his own identity, bringing his same mantra and energy to the program, but at the same time bringing some new faces to try to be able to become successful as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what exactly Judson does offensively. They were a no-huddle offense under former head coach Dan Paplazik, but they bring back some talent. Derek DeVries and Tyler Silverstrand, both all-conference selections on the left side of the offensive line, and then the All-American Brandon Mackey. You got to think, if you're Quentin Demps, you got to find a way to utilize Mackey early and often in this one today.
Early and often, you'd have to think a top 3 rusher in the NAI last year. Brandon Mackey is just a workhorse as they come. And it wasn't just him. They've had 3 or 4 different running backs in the system that their offensive line was really good in the running game. And they just continue to just push forward in the running game. But I'm really excited now with some new offensive pieces to see how the passing game is going to look, right? So that's going to be significant as we move forward here this season.
And I'm curious to see what we see from Marian. This was a defense that allowed under 12 points per game a year ago, 5th in the nation, but a new head coach in Ted Karras and a new OC and DC. Marian is established 9-2, went to the quarterfinals, but the standard is high. It's to compete every year for a national championship. What this defense shows us, well, similar to the Judson offense, we just don't know yet.
We really just don't know, and that's the beauty of week 1. You just never know what's going to happen heading into the first week of the season.
As for the Judson defense, Quentin Demps worked with the safeties a year ago. Now he gets to really build his defense, and it's not going to be an easy task led by this Marian Knights offense with 2 All-Americans on the offensive line, the tackles, Zach Cibula and Austin Jones. This defense, it looks like it's going to be a 4-2-5, but ultimately we might see a lot of different looks too.
We very much could. I think Coach Demps is working on much more of a administering head coach, and he's letting his coordinators do the heavy duty, right? And he's obviously has influence involved with it, but trusting his coaching staff to be successful as possible.
Let's go down to the field right now and honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the rampart to watch, was so gallantly streaming, and rockets were glad about his bursting in air, galloping through the night, but our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
An excellent job there on the singing of our national anthem. And now we get to see the coin toss. For Marian, they are the visitors on the far side of the field with the blue uniforms in the gold trim. Judson in their home whites and gold helmets. Jared Schlensky alongside Austin Anderson as we get ready to kick off the 2023 season. And before we get to the coin toss, let's get you today's officials. The head referee is Steve McLaughlin. The umpire, Matthew Anertel. The headline judge, Brian Feeney. The line judge, Chad Rasmussen. Side judge, David Estelle. Field judge, Giovanni Morales. And the back judge, Brian Peterson. Both teams right now represented by their four captains at midfield getting ready for the coin toss. In Austin, you look at Marian, a very tough defense in the past. That's really what they've been known for. And 2 years ago, this offense for Judson was clicking on all cylinders. It'll be interesting to see what each team elects to do if they win the coin toss.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Judson's offense. You know, selfishly, I'd love to see them get the ball first, but, you know, the good old strategy is to go ahead and defer if you do win the toss to see if you're able to defend and get the ball first. So we'll see what happens here.
Judson's captains are Aiden Edwards, Christian Miller, Joshua Williams, and Brandon Mackey.
Marian's elected to receive. I believe they won the toss and will receive. So Judson will be sending the kicking unit out here momentarily.
And, well, it is Quentin Demp's area of expertise, so to speak. Before becoming the head coach, worked with the safeties, played in the NFL for 10 seasons as a defensive back, and now he gets to send his defense out onto the field first against a Marian Knights offense that was quite efficient a year ago, just under 40 points per game. This team is kind of what Judson is trying to become. People don't realize this, Austin, but Marian was only established in 2007. This isn't like they've been around all that long.
Yeah, in the NAIA specifically, we've seen really a boon of programs being formed really as an enrollment boost strategy, and it's worked for the most part. You think of schools like Lawrence Tech, Indiana Wesleyan, Marian, Judson. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And with that in mind, it gives Judson hope, right? You know, Marian's got about a decade and a half longer of a tenure than Judson. If they can keep the trajectory that they're going, who knows where Judson can be, you know, in the next decade and a half themselves.
Jalen Jennings is on the near side of the field, was an All-American 2 years ago as a return specialist. On the opposite side of him is Pete Crozen. Kicking off for the Judson Eagles is Ian Wiggin, the first-year player from Jamaica. Again, we talked about this recruiting class. They weren't just getting a ton of recruits from outside the United States, but a nice international recruit here in Wigan.
Yeah, I mean, Judson's got a really significant boost of places that they tend to recruit. Soccer tends to be a sport where they're able to recruit internationally well, and football's tapping into that pool as well.
A hot one today, folks, here at Millennium Field. We got to touch on that, too. 85 degrees here as we get set for kickoff. Not exactly what I was expecting here at the beginning of September, but it is what it is. Wiggins' kick is a good one. Jennings back, and it's off his hands into the end zone for a touchback, and it'll be 1st and 25 for the Knights from their own 25.
Yeah, and that's something that you're keeping an eye on now with modern football. You're seeing these teams get the ball now, the 25 instead of the 20, in hopes of, kind of limiting potential damage with injuries on kickoffs.
And you've seen it take effect to the NFL, too. It's essential that they want the touchback.
100%. Yeah, there's been talks over the years of potentially even just starting without a kickoff, but I think there's too much pageantry in the kicking game for that not to be the case.
B.J. Code in his first season as the offensive coordinator. We'll get to see his offense go to work. However, a late whistle, and we're still going to have to wait for the first play from scrimmage here of the 2023 season. Let's take a look at the starters up front for the Marian Knights on offense. On the offensive line from left to right, it's Austin Jones, Rajon Wells, Connor Young, Quade Pop, and Zach Sibila, the All-American, who did not allow a sack a year ago. Zach Bundalo at quarterback. His running back is Christian Hunter. Receivers, Riley Palmeter, C.J. Young, and the tight end, Drew Byerly.
Yeah, a lot of these college teams doing a lot more secondary players than they used to be in the past, so that'll be something to keep an eye on as well when trying to defend the passing game.
Double tight end set. Bundalo's give goes to Christian Hunter, and he goes nowhere. Stuffed at the line, and it is going to bring up 2nd down and 11. A great start there for the Judson defense.
Yeah, great job by Judson to limit the opportunities there on that play. So, getting early defense, knowing that Marian's going to run the football, that's going to be a significant push of how Judson plays defensively today.
Kader Ali from Houston, Texas, brings down Hunter. 2nd and 11. Give to Hunter, a big hole here. He's past the 35, 40, 45, 50. He's into Judson territory, still on his feet at the 25 before being pushed out of bounds by Ryan Ote. And just like that, 2 plays into this one, and it's already Marian ball inside the Judson 30.
When you play a team like Marian, the run game is going to be a factor, right? It's going to be a significant portion of their game. So even though you stop them the first time, they're going to keep pounding it, and good things happening so far for the Knights.
Let's see if we'll get to see Marian pass. First time we've seen 3 receivers, 2 to the far, 1 to the near. Bundalo, play fake, clean pocket, over the middle of the field. Had a man open and brought down in a clear pass interference call on Cameron Carter as C.J. Young looked like he had a step on him.
Yeah, that was Young really did have a step on him. Carter just trying to prevent a touchdown from being scored. In that scenario, half distance to the goal, you'll gladly take that trade over a touchdown in that scenario.
If they rule it in the end zone, it could be at the 2. We'll have to see. You might be right. But again, that pass interference call set up on the 48-yard run by Christian Hunter. Give this Marian Knights offense some credit. First play from scrimmage, you're stuffed at the line. Then you counter with a big gain, and now another huge chunk via the penalty.
Well, yeah, and especially when you're so dominant on the run, having a good play action is very important. And that leads to a situation where Judson was thinking run, turns into a pass, and now it leads to another first down for the Knights.
And it is not going to be ruled in the end zone, so it's going to be half the distance, and it'll be first down from the Judson 13. Ball on the near side hash. Young split outside, the numbers on the far side. He was Bundalo's intended target. Instead, the give to Hunter, and Hunter rumbles forward for a couple. Taken down by Xavier Padilla.
Yeah, Xavier Padilla, a player who has certainly provided a lot of energy to this team. And being a professor on campus, I've had the opportunity to have them in class. Just a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and you see that translate right onto the football field here early on.
Play number 5 of the drive. We have not seen Marian go to the gun one time today. Surprised at all?
No, they're doing well here.
Hunter back on the give. Maybe gets a couple. A good stop on the interior by Malik Rowe. And this defensive line returns some experience led by Josh Mason at nose tackle. He has started each of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and has been a force inside for Judson. And bringing in some talent now to kind of round out the edges. It might be an opportunity this season.
Brings 3rd down and 3. Almost 3 minutes into the game. First time we've seen Marian in the gun. Bundalo, 3-step drop, far side of the field, has a man and has a touchdown. Jalen Jennings for 6. He's known more for a return specialist, but he'll play some receiver, and well, he gets the touchdown there on a simple out route.
Yeah, and a lot of times we have, good kick returners play in that slot position, and that was a great example of that, as you see on this replay, just knowing his route. A good effort there for the Eagles' Jalen Ware to try to make a tackle, but it turns out to be a Marian score, and they take the early lead.
A really nice throw, too, by Bundalo. Not putting it too far out there, but not throwing it behind. And Marian, well, they respond. 75 yards, 6 plays, and 6 points. Will it be 7? It will be courtesy of the PAT from Marlon Pomely. We're going to take our first time out here on the Judson streaming network. When we return, it'll be Judson to receive. They trail 7-0 in their season opener with 12:13 to go in the first against the against the Marian Knights. Jay Sean Underwood with the hit.
Underwood did a great job just breaking free, seeing that tackle, and limiting the offensive game for Judson.
Good job on the pull, but an even better job by Underwood staying in his spot. Not much there on 2nd down. Edwards drops back to the far side, has his man, and a little bit more. Here goes Anthony Cathcart, and Cathcart rumbles all the way inside the 5.
What an effort, what a pass, and a great job of getting those yards after the catch, just so important. And it gives the Eagles an opportunity to get into a 1st and goal situation.
Cathcart with a pickup of over 50 yards on the play. And wow, can he scoot.
He's a scooter for sure, and that allows the Eagles.
And he swung down around the 45 by Jalen Ware. Marian was looking for a flag, maybe a face mask. They don't get it.
Jake Reichard, the redshirt sophomore, was the even backup Marian.
Josh. Yeah, nice ankle. Yeah, nice ankle tackle there. Bundalo was almost able to stay upright, but Glover just able to hang on enough. 2nd down and forever. The Marian Knights offense, they had no problem moving forward. They can't even get maybe a little wide to turn the corner.
And unfortunately for Judson, unfortunately for Judson, that's the case. But Marian's backed up inside their own 30 again. Judson's defense came through last time. Let's see if they can do it again.
It had the distance. He just hooked it a little bit.
Just a little bit. It had the distance. You're absolutely right.
Here comes the Marian Knights offense on top 14-6. Looking for Cathcart, but it wasn't there. What did he do? He didn't force it. He threw it away.
And Brandon Mackey is such a safe option there. And they haven't used Brandon Mackey as much out in the flat before. And I'm excited to see how he can improve on his ball catching skills. They always kind of used him as the bell cow and had I thought a couple other guys be able to be those wing guys. I'm excited to see Mackey be more of the part of the pass catching game this year. It's going to be a big. Bruce did a good job slipping to the middle.
Marian, again, people might not remember, the number 6 team in the nation. First down give. This is Hunter, the starter, and Hunter does not get a whole lot. Good stop up front by Andrew Hawkins on the 25. That should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, there were a couple of missed tackles there by the Judson corners and secondary that didn't allow them to do much there. DeHavian Allen.
To Matt, job on this drive of getting some momentum. And don't forget, they're going to get the ball to begin the second half. This is a huge drive. Under 2 minutes, Hubbard, play fake. And that's too bad because he had some time there. But this is going to be negated.
Yeah, and not only negated, but